Good morning, everybody. Oh, mine still says Dillos Diz, in case you didn't know what our Twitter handle
Oh,
was.
in case you're new here.
In case you're new here, welcome. This is a special edition watch along with Dillos Diz. She is Jen,
Hello.
and I am Frank. And on the heels of the news this week of Bob Saget's passing, we have talked about doing something like this for probably the whole time that we've been doing the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
What we're going to do is we're going to fire up our HBO Max. We are going to go to season 6, episode 23 of Full House, where the house meets the mouse. It's a two-parter, everyone. It's episode 23 and 24. So you got about 44 minutes of Full House watching on your hands here. Jen is the most excited. Full House kind of, was an in-between place for, I was 13, yeah, right around there when Full House started in 1987. Jen was 5. So, Jen is the Full House demographic, I think.
I was the same age as Stephanie Tanner. So, who now stars in Hallmark movies? Full circle.
Right, yeah, there you go. That's how it all comes around, everybody. And then I would say later on, we would often and people do you guys ever fight? Do you ever fight? And I will say, early '90s, when Full House went into both Full House and this show went into reruns. They were both be on at 6:00, and Full House would be on channel 11 in reruns at 6:00. And Jen would be like, "I want to watch Full House," and I was like, "I want to watch Roseanne at 6:00." It's almost it. And we would fight because Golden Girls used to be on at 6, and that's what we would watch. And then Full House came into syndication, and then Roseanne came into syndication, and then it was on. So that was often a battle.
Yes.
We can argue another time whether Jen should have been watching Roseanne episodes at age 7 or 8.
I did that. Yeah. Well, yeah, there's a lot that should I have been watching at certain ages in my life. We can go through that. And yeah, I would say that the remote or the TV in general were pretty much our only fights. Side note, good morning, Lewis and Dr. Val and Mike and Allie from Facebook. Hello.
Hey. Good morning. So we're going to fire it up. Give everyone time to remember their login for HBO Max and try to go through the search. Do I press the Apple TV remote to talk to it? Does it take me to somewhere else? It's a whole thing. And I'm just talking from experience this morning, really.
Well,
technology. Frank is old.
Yes.
So season 6, episode 23, The House Meets the Mouse. We'll talk through it. I might have to. Hopefully, the closed captions will come on right away, so you don't hear the volume the whole time.
Right.
But that is, I feel like Dr. Val is saying, I feel like your parents edited your television much like mine did. There was really nothing not allowed at any age.
Correct.
Jen's childhood is defined by Dirty Dancing, and we'll just say that outright. Okay, mine is defined by MASH, which is why I'm so dark and brooding a lot of times.
And I also think, and Days of Our Lives.
Oh, I mean, we're tarnished by Days of Our Lives. So,
and Dirty Dancing, there was no fast forwarding. There's no fast forwarding. That's all.
No fast forwarding. No, we saw it all. Ronnie Spector, is that her name? She just passed away. Who sings "Be My Baby"? So that everyone talks about the opening of Dirty Dancing with "The night we met, I knew I
needed you so."
So there's the threes, right? I think it was Betty White and Bob Saget and Ronnie Spector, I believe. So then we bringing it back to Bob Saget. We didn't talk about it on Theme Park Thursday, the podcast, or Theme Park Thursday live on the YouTube channel yesterday. But there is something besides these episodes of Full House we're going to watch, nostalgic and somehow connected to Disney with Bob Saget. Do you agree?
Yes, I do agree. And I don't know. Is it because he was like the TV dad?
I think it was the TV dad. Yeah. I think it was because usually America's Funniest Home Videos and the Magical World of Disney were back to back on ABC there for a while. So we connected those two things. I think people underestimate. Well, I mean, it's still on TV. So underestimate how popular America's Funniest Home Videos
were.
Yeah,
for sure.
At that time, it was huge. And I mean, I'm not going to say like Bob Saget was Ed Sullivan or anything, but Sunday nights for years was Bob Saget.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Like
for sure.
that's what it was. And you watch the funniest home videos. Oh, Sidney Poitier. I'm
Mm-hmm.
sorry, Ali. I
Yes.
agree. Sidney Poitier was in there. I
Yes.
left Sidney Poitier out.
Yes.
So yeah, it's too many people dying already. Okay.
I know. Yeah, it's 2022. Not off to a great start. I will say regarding Full House, these Disney 2-part episodes here, neck and neck with like that season 1 Christmas Stuck at the Airport. I mean,
Oh,
those are just. I
of
don't
your
know which
all-time
one would be
favorites.
my favorite. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
they're tied though. But that Christmas episode, that's nostalgic. I feel like that was on almost every Christmas Eve, and it would just kind of be on in the background, even at like Nanny Dillos when we would get there on Christmas Eve. It was just sort of on and whatever else. So yeah.
The Lewis saying, "Yeah, America's Funniest Home Videos. We couldn't get enough of people getting hit in improper places or breaking stuff. Dead on. It's like we never saw it before in our lives."
Mhm.
And so we'll give about a minute here. Season 6, episode 23 of Full House. The House Meets the Mouse. We do part 1 and then we'll part 2. I'm sure one will go into the other. However, HBO Max is going to work here, and then we'll get going. Luckily, it's not like a Hulu situation. Do you have the commercials in Hulu, or do you have the Hulu
Right.
Plus, or do you? No, we're just gonna go straight through.
Straight through.
We'll be talking over the episode. Clearly,
Yes.
we're not just gonna be watching, and we have some fun facts and tidbits along the way. I was gonna add as a Full House favorite when they went to the Beach Boys concert, because again,
Oh
you connected
yeah.
to Stamos in the Kokomo video in front of the Grand Floridian. That was like, again, we circle it all around here.
Oh wait, it always comes back to Disney. Always. I will say that I have put HBO Max on the 7-year-old's iPad for the time being, just so I could sit here and have it and watch. I have to remember then to take HBO Max off of his iPad when he gets home from school, so he doesn't just start searching through HBO on his own. That's something I would
And
like to
Dirty
control.
Dancing to watch as a
Right,
7-year-old, much like you
exactly.
were watching.
Oh.
All right, so here we go. We're gonna. I don't know if it's gonna. I'm gonna bring it up, so then I'll pause real quick, and then I'll do a countdown. So make sure it's all in place. 23 minutes, 18 seconds on part 1. I don't remember if it was a 2-parter originally, or if they did a full hour special. I would think they did the full hour.
This is going to be like, just a side note, kind of like Mickey's Christmas Carol, of how quick it feels and how short it feels. This is how this is going to feel. Because to me, these episodes go on for days. 23 minutes for part 1. What?
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy.
All right. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and play. Here we go with the little cold open, as they say in the trade.
Oh, let me lower mine.
I need closed captioning. Closed captioning.
Yeah. You're so fancy with that remote. I'm surprised you have it.
Oh, it's not giving me closed captions. I despise you.
Nikki and Alex, pretty much some of the cutest twins on TV, by the way, back in the day.
Subtitles? We're not going to talk about Lori Loughlin. And
her, no. Da 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 da.
Right away. I think you wonder at the time, you see, right, the glimpses, this episode of Stamos going to Disney, the Kokomo video in front of the Grand Floridian, but we did not know how big of a Disney fan John Stamos was.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's Mr. Disney.
He's Mr. Disney now, practically. Yes. Any chance he gets to participate. Haunted Mansion with the Muppets. You got, what was the Little Mermaid thing they did live when he was the chef. So here we go. Sing along, everybody.
You're starting already? Oh, we hit play at the same time. I know, but I didn't even get there yet. Now I'm there.
Oh, okay. So we can't sing along.
Oh, man. How did we hit play at the same time? Fun fact, I have been to San Francisco. I have been to the Full House exterior. And I have also I have run up this hill. This is the hill I've been running. I did it. I ran up the hill.
Do you have Insta footage of that we can share?
I don't know if I have video, but I have pictures of me running. Because back then we were carrying around our digital cameras, I think. So, I don't.
We moved away from the portable camera. So
yes, exactly. I didn't have to wind anything. It was just the digital camera.
Where does the Full House theme song sit in the?
I mean, it's please
top 10. Top 10 all
Yeah,
time?
yeah. You have this little picnic area.
I miss the sitcom intros, which is clearly for advertising dollars. I do miss.
I know.
It takes a lot away from.
It's true.
Shows these days. These days, old man pedestal.
Instrumental music. Yeah, well, even the opening credits, and it doesn't just jump right in anymore. Or then now.
So Danny Tanner here. I mean, if you never watched Full House in your life, maybe we should. Danny Tanner is widowed.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Bob Saget's character. He has three daughters.
Yes.
DJ, Stephanie, Michelle.
Mm-hmm.
He's currently in a relationship with. Is this his Good Day San Francisco? What's it called?
Yes, the co-host.
Wake Up San Francisco.
Wake Up San Francisco. Yeah.
Vicky.
Co-host. Mm-hmm.
And the interesting career paths of all three Tanner kids in real life is fascinating.
Well, and Stephanie went through some things. She went through a tough time in the early 20s, so she has a book if you guys want to read it.
So DJ has a boyfriend named Steve, that I think then carried all the way over into the Fuller House on the Netflix.
Don't spoil it. You didn't watch Fuller House, did you?
I did not. I watched it for maybe the whole first season, maybe. But that's it. I couldn't keep going.
You didn't see the wrap up. You didn't see what happened at the end. Steve also the voice of Aladdin. So
the voice of Aladdin, correct. And Kenny Gibbler is the next door neighbor there. I have seen TikToks of spoilers of Full House, though. Just so you know.
That TikTok will spoil it every time. You got to swipe quick when you see stuff like that pop up.
But I'm like, am I going to watch it anytime soon, or should I just find out now what happened? That's really.
I think it's interesting. So they're talking about whether or not Danny is going to propose to Vicky.
Right.
I also found it interesting with all of these shows, all the sitcoms. A lot of them were based in California, and no matter where they were based, they would always go to Disney World, never Disneyland. All these Disney trips, always Disney World.
And that maybe I'm not remembering correctly enough in this episode, but I also think it's in the Roseanne Goes to Disney World episode that I feel like they never go to the studios, which has all the TV equipment.
That's true.
At the time, remember this is a time where Animal Kingdom did not exist.
Frank's favorite time is what he's saying.
There's only 3 parks. All good things come in threes. Everyone comedy in threes. Celebrity deaths in threes. That's not a good thing, but never mind. No. We'll carry on.
And it's the 14th. Let's go easy on that.
Easy.
Yeah.
Dave Coulier.
Yeah. Oh God, you're like
where are you?
I'm still in the apartment with. There he is. Okay, there.
Okay, you're about 5 seconds behind.
All right. Well, Alanis Morissette's X.
All right. Well, I'll pause at the top of the next one so you catch up. Can we talk about Alanis Morissette's You Want to Know?
Yes.
Like, is that an official confirm?
Yeah, so there's a really funny clip circulating in the last few days, I think on the TikTok, when they were all on Andy Cohen's show, his little clubhouse show that he has. So Jesse and Danny, they were all on. And so Andy was asking, basically going line by line of the song, asking if these lyrics are true and did you actually do these things and did these things happen? And he was trying to stay quiet about it all, and the other two were chiming in. But yeah, I do believe, I think she might say that there's like a combination of people, but I think it was mostly him.
Yeah,
which is so crazy.
It was such a big deal at the time too, because I think it was like when Alanis Morissette's first album hit. I think it was the final season of Full House, 94, 95. So there was kind of this odd parallel happening of Full House was going away, and suddenly we were learning more about Dave Coulier.
Yes.
Look at how much DJ loves Steve.
So much. They are so schmoopy. She
has carried that gaze over into the end of Hallmark movies every year.
Every year. I will say there's some foreshadowing happening in this episode with Stephanie. There's a lot of jealousy happening for Stephanie. Michelle, she's a middle child. You're going to want to remember that.
All right, I'm going to pause on the Grand Floridian helicopter shot here for you to catch up. Tell me when you're there.
Okay, here, there.
All right. So let's just say right away, Magic Kingdom shot, Epcot shot, Magic Kingdom shot, Grand Floridian shot. Hey, #AlwaysMGM is around everyone. Yep. What's going on? And now this is when everyone your age who's never been to Disney World maybe fell in love with the Grand Floridian.
Right. However, I will say on my July trip, I wore similar overalls to DJ. So, I mean, it's all come back around.
My little character greeting, like maybe 3 years ago, I'd be like, "This doesn't happen. Goofy
Yeah.
and Donald just don't appear at the
Right.
hotels for meet and
Yeah.
greets. You got to go to a character dining." Nope. Now you can maybe they show up on a balcony at the
Yeah,
Polynesian.
exactly. Donald's had some upgrades. He's had
Uh,
some maybe a facelift, maybe some lifts in his shoes as well. I don't know. It's looking
yeah,
looks a little bit
Donald was
different.
always an interesting. It was rare sometimes to find Donald
Yes.
in the parks back then. I think it's a little more common these days.
All right, this is going to be gross. But do you think character noses? Do you think there's anything better for kids than character noses? Because I don't think so, and I also think probably the germiest spot in Disney World may be a character's
It's,
nose. Yeah, exactly. Yes.
I would agree. Speaking from direct experience, I can say sometimes if a character nose got extra slobbery, I would make sure to kind of wipe down, as it were. Maybe I'd do 4 fingers there, wipe down,
Uh-huh.
just to try to help the next kid out.
What
But then, who
what
got
is
sick in the
that
end?
doing?
Me.
Yeah, exactly.
Sick in the end.
Just rubbing it in. I mean, were your hands
Right,
made
because
of
then you're putting on the gloves to your face,
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh
The
man,
Polly in the
Jesse.
background
Yes.
without the bungalows. Let's just acknowledge.
Mm-hmm. Jesse's got to work. That's a problem. That's gonna come back around.
Is he performing with the Rippers at Disney World? Like, is he doing a Christmas Day parade shoot? What's happening?
No, he was doing the radio show with Joey all over
Oh,
Disney.
gotcha.
And then I think when he performs everywhere, I don't know. I guess the final performance, but I don't want to skip ahead and spoil it for
Let's
everyone.
acknowledge also how Regis and Kathy Lee also kind of set the tone for it being okay to film in Disney World,
Mm-hmm.
and your talk show goes to Disney World. Reasons to visit Disney World.
Yes. I like that Danny obviously is the one with the itinerary, and it just goes to show the different types of Disney goers. The rest of the family, no, they just want to go and have fun. But certain Disney goers like the itinerary.
Love the itinerary. That's not us. We're at the 9:22 mark here at the Main Street train station, and look, there's and boom, the castle with trees in front of the castle.
Mm-hmm.
We can
Crazy.
debate whether it's better now or better then. I see both sides.
Yes.
But over here on the side, hey, look, it's
Mm-hmm.
it's someone who's inviting people to come up and rub a lamp.
Yes.
We got, I think, from Aladdin's Royal Caravan, we got a float. On the float is Michael Marzala, who is an actor, who is a citizen of Hollywood, performer for years in the 90s, probably into the 2000s. He is probably renowned across the country as a king at several Renaissance festivals, maybe less so now, but definitely over a 20-25 year span. I've worked with him a couple of times at the Sterling Renaissance Festival. Twice, I could think of. He was Sir Walter Raleigh one year. Let's see how quickly I can tell this story. But Sir Walter Raleigh, he 2 years before was played by a much younger and chiseled man, I'll say. And so these girls used to come see Sir Walter Raleigh every year. And then the next year they found me because I was always the backup. And they were like, "Where's Sir Walter Raleigh?" And I pointed to Michael Marzala, and they were like, I was like, "That's Sir Walter Raleigh. I don't know what the problem is." And I worked with him one time when he was Father Christmas at the Sterling Renaissance Festival. And I did kind of a Christmas storytelling thing with him. He's great. And I lived with him one summer, I should say.
Ah,
I
look
lived
at
with
that.
him for an entire
Roommate.
summer in 2005. So,
So Michelle Tanner gets the longest rub of the lamp. All those other kids jump up 2 seconds. Michelle Tanner, stay until you get it. That's fine. Louis, I don't think this stuff really happened. I think it's one of those TV show moments. I don't think this situation was ever real.
No.
I also want to go up. Dr. Val said, "Is that how they scored the Grand Floridian for everyone?" The radio show. I guess that's an assumed thing. Like they were there for work. They put them all up in the Grand Floridian. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
And Louis, what was that thing driving in front of the train station? Did they used to have a train?
That's true. I'll have to go back and watch that. Yeah. So now Michelle is princess for a day. Clearly, they drove the Aladdin float over from the studios for the shoot.
Stephanie is not happy because it was supposed to be
DJ
her
is
turn.
seeing Steve in Aladdin's image.
Hilarious. It's funny. It's funny because he's Aladdin. Get it?
Just to say, I've worked with a couple of other people in this scene as well. But we did ask Michael Marzella when he was playing Otto, the film director, on Hollywood Boulevard after this episode. Jen was like, "You got to ask him. You got to ask him." And so that is where, in the intro to Theme Park Thursday, whenever you hear, "It was a small house, but a full house," we asked him about his experience on Full House. And in character as Otto, he said, "It was a small house, but a full house." And we thought that was the funniest
studios.
thing. Oh, yeah. Studios. Hey, maybe this didn't show up in the reruns. Maybe they cut this part out of the reruns. And that's what I remember more than the original.
Well, and I feel like in all the shows, when they take the trips to Disney, they hop around between the parks, but they never really necessarily say, "Oh, now we're in this park. Now we're in this park." Yeah. It's just all
right. No real timeline for this. And I'm going to say, I bet you this was edited at the reruns. I've been watching MASH on Hulu a lot lately, and sometimes I catch it on TV Land, and I have to go back and go, okay, and I go, oh, this makes sense. They were able to just take this whole subplot out of the story to add more commercials on syndication. But like, you don't need the Joey story here at all if you're watching it in reruns.
I mean, I guess, but I don't know. It's like, why? Well, what was he doing? But I miss this whole area of the studios because you used to see that from the backlot tour. You could see the animators at work, and I miss that.
You can walk through, and I mean, it was huge. Like still at the when I was there from 95 to 99, it was still very prominent.
Yeah, Dr. Val saying she used to love standing at that window. Yeah, so awesome. Lewis, is that an appropriate wearing of the badge? Oh, I missed it.
Oh, didn't catch it. See, now I'm going to read the chat after and then go back and watch all of the
Did he have his name tag over his heart? Because then, yes.
This is, I think the name tags they're wearing is the only Disney name tag I still have, which is at Mama and Papa Dillo's house in the glass case in the den. I had a 25th anniversary one, and if that ever shows up someday, I will be shocked. But I feel
maybe that'll appear in the next.
My name tag, my Disney name tag. Yeah, we might have to do that. Things you'd find in Mama and Papa Dillo's house that just make sense. Frank's Disney name tag.
Yeah, Lewis is saying he can't stand watching MASH anymore on TV. He has the DVDs and they have a laugh trackless version. So it's so much better.
I've heard that from a couple people lately. Again, I think MASH just starts showing up in my algorithm more when I watch MASH, and people saying that they catch laugh trackless episodes and it is better.
It is not the appropriate name tag wearing, Lewis, now that I see him again.
Oh, yeah, what is
right in the middle.
There?
What is that?
Maybe they were like, you're an actor. You're not, if he's being played by an actor, maybe they wouldn't let him wear the name tag right. I'm just speculating.
Oh, my goodness. I mean, maybe. Anything's possible. Over at Epcot.
There's one in the Roseanne episode. I don't know why I'm referencing. We'll watch the Roseanne episode one day. But there's one part that there's such a time jump. I'm like, no, you have broken my suspension of disbelief.
Yeah.
Here's
Vicky being the Disney princess.
Catching a bird on her. Where did you get that parrot from? What was happening at the time what bird shows are happening? That from Discovery Island? So.
Yeah, we have talked about, when we talked about watching this episode originally, we have talked about going through all the sitcoms when they visited Walt Disney World in a green screen way, kind of like we did with all the Mickey Mouse Club footage we have, and discussing it that way. So we may have to do that deep dive sooner rather than later.
What did you think, Jen? Because I probably never asked you this. Because you got Danny Tanner, you got America's Funniest Home Videos, you got the voice of older Ted Mosby on How I Met Your Mother. What did you ever think of? When he would, when he's a raunchy comedian. Oh, he's so dirty.
Uh-huh.
He was on an episode of Entourage, like really
Yeah.
just over the line. I saw that scene this week. Like, what did you have an impression? Like, did you care? Like, it was like, this kind of skews Bob Saget for me a little bit.
No, I didn't care. Now all of that stuff is coming back to bite him in a certain community online who are making accusations about him, but
Mhm.
we will discuss them.
Right, there's a roast, and everyone's taking that roast
Uh-huh.
as
Uh-huh.
legit.
And there's an interview with him on Opie and Anthony, and they're
Mhm.
like, "See," I'm like, "He is on Opie and Anthony right now. Are you joking?" So for me, I am someone that listened to Howard Stern, listened to Opie and Anthony, listened to all the.
Mhm.
So like, it never bothered me. I kind of found it funny. Ooh, the Skyway.
Skyway buckets. I know. I just saw that too. I was like, ooh, the Fantasyland station. Oh, look at this Kodak photo booth in the middle of Fantasyland. Oh man, look at that. That's crazy.
I miss all the Kodak things around the parks. Yeah, so it never bothered me. Nate, did the actor do the 2-finger point? I don't know.
Again, go
I'm
back
more
and watch.
I'm more of a whole hand myself.
Mickey's Birthday Land / Starland
good.
/ Toontown Fair / New Fantasyland.
So good.
I get that they needed to make the Fantasyland expansion bigger. I never quite understood why they couldn't make more of what they had, why they couldn't and what they had here in Toontown Fair. I felt like they never gave it the love. Now, moving Dumbo over and kind of having those interactive areas kind of made sense in spacing, but I always loved the theme and design of this, that it was always, but it was in a place you went to because they weren't offering a lot in that area.
Yeah. So Becky is like, "Hey, where were you? I was worried about you. You know why? Because they can't call each other on their cell phones." How did he even know where they were in the park? How did he find them?
That's right. We're just assuming. We're just assuming they texted each other. No.
Look at the camera. No one's texting. No one has cell phones.
Fanny packs are back, though, right? Is that true? Fanny packs are back.
Oh, fanny packs. Yeah, I think so. Allegedly. So Jesse keeps coming and going. More foreshadowing is happening here, Becky. Not so happy with Jesse.
Meanwhile, at the Living Seas. Oh, a little coral reef action here.
Because they're here, but the radio show will be happening under the seas.
That's right. They're in the bubble, right? They're in the. Jen, you've had an event at Coral Reef, as I recall, but have you partaken of the food?
I have not partaken of the food.
Yeah.
I sometimes think about going, and I think I've even probably made reservations and ended up canceling. But it's like
the mixed reviews are enough for me to not really consider it.
Yeah, the only reason I would consider it at this point is because of the kids. Like, I think the kids would love just the views of the aquarium and all of that. But
and just while we're here in a Danny Tanner scene here, the more Monica Geller became a neat freak on Friends, the more I was just like, okay, you're just Danny Tanner.
Yeah, for sure.
Carousel.
Back at the Magic Kingdom. How old DJ and what's her name? Kimmy, they're what, 16-ish here? I guess so. I guess that's okay that they have the kids around the parks. Well, and it's also the 90s.
There's also the 90s where, Jen, you would walk around the studios by yourself when you were 12. How old are you? No, how old are you? You
14?
were 14?
Yeah. Like, I'm just going to the studios. I'll be walking around. Thanks. Without cell phones.
Yeah, now DJ's seeing Steve as Prince Charming. Everywhere. Never mind Aladdin. It was, and DJ's clearly cold in the scene because all the extras are wearing warmer clothes and walking around like this a little bit. Yeah, look, a windbreaker. You got long sleeves.
Yeah, why did she get the off the shoulder look? What's that about? Yeah, everybody. Oh, well, Stephanie's in shorts too.
But like, I see why DJ's a little cold. I think she's not wearing warm clothes. Yeah. And clearly they weren't going to punish Michelle by putting her in short sleeves. It's like she's like 6. Like, you will wear short sleeves. You got to pretend you're in Florida. But right, so this was on in April or May of 1993. So then they probably filmed this in February, I bet.
Right.
January.
Let me see. I want to go here we go. I was gonna pull up some fun facts.
Fun facts. Going with the fun facts.
Let's see.
And now Michelle is lost. Meanwhile, back at the Living Seas, where Vicky and Danny are enjoying a lovely dinner, I guess, at Coral Reef.
Yeah. It's always dinner's always a good thing in Disney, I think.
Last night, if you didn't catch, last night we were on at the Disney Underground over on the Florida Park Explorers channel, YouTube channel. We were talking about which was our favorite parks, and Lewis made a comment in the chat about where you eating at Magic Kingdom. You can't be your favorite if it doesn't have like premier kind of dining locations. And we were talking about you just snack all day, but he's not wrong. But dinner is a good option at MK, mostly because you're grabbing a roll. Up to be continued. Look at Dumbo behind the carousel.
Look at that big crowd they brought in.
Attention, we need everyone in the theme park to come.
All hands on deck in the same spot.
Okay, so now we got some credits going on here. I'm trying to catch to see if Michael Marzella, and then it was an actor as the animator. So I'll have to look up Mark Henn to see if he was a real animator or not, but it said as animator. So my guess is not a real cast member. Can't wear the name tag. Right?
He is a Disney animator.
Oh, he is. It says it. You looked it up?
Yeah. I was just going through the IMDb thing, and as you're saying it, I'm literally reading. Is played by Mark Henn, an actual Disney animator who has been working for Disney for 3 decades and still today.
Oh, maybe we can have him on the show. Maybe we can get him on Theme Park Thursday.
Yeah, let's do it. All right, so we're going right in. It went right in for everybody else. Good?
Good. Into the second part here, previously on Full House. I mean, I know it was a mullet in the early days of Full House, but do you prefer short hair Jesse Kasopoulos or long haired?
Oh no, long hair. I think a little bit of the flop. Yeah. Especially because one of my favorite things ever is coming up in the Grand Floridian soon. So I mean, it helps. It helps with the look.
Until I saw the little box with Becky on the balcony, did I remember that he sang it there? I thought he did both songs at the castle. But
all right, let me see if I can find some.
Man, Michelle, where are you? Are those garbage cans with that design still available? Listen, any opportunity to sing the theme song twice? Come on.
Oh, I was always wondering about this. Remind me to say a fun fact at the end of the show.
Okay. TGIF. Were you watching the other shows besides Full House, or did you watch Family Matters? Did you watch Step by Step?
Yes. I think that's just what you watched on. It just all went into one right after the other. Man, I mean, also the wallpaper in their room, I think is similar to bedding that you can see in Kevin McAllister's attic, which is also the same bedding that one of my friends had growing up as well. So I think it was just a very 90s thing.
That's interesting information. Did you cry when you saw the Full House, or did you get teary?
Did I cry? I didn't. When you were there? No, I did not. No. I think I got a little verklempt hearing Bob Saget died, but otherwise
that hit me harder than I thought it would.
I know. I was like, am I spiraling right now? These are things I've had in my hands all this month.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I think I was surprised at how hard it hit me. Yeah. Oh, nice. Little steel drum band.
Room. Yeah.
Also, we debate the time of day these things were filmed. Now I bet you it's a little warmer now,
right,
in the afternoon. But that name tag that they're wearing is definitely the name tag. That was my first name tag at Disney. Just a simple Mickey. Here's Snow White. Snow White in Adventureland. Where you have to get social media people on that. Hey, Snow White cannot be in Adventureland.
No, not allowed.
Go back. Use the tunnels, please. Use the utilidors. Here's
the thing, though. Disney would totally do something like this, just not with Snow White, but the undercover security. Like, hey, we heard you ran away from your sisters. Why don't you come with me? It's a good Snow White,
Mhm.
even though there's only one.
Snow White,
the only one watching.
yeah, there's only one Snow White, and yeah, a good Snow White though. So maybe in a resort someday, I'll really like I'll have to have a couple of cocktails or something and discuss.
Do a little princess
You know,
deep dive.
a little princess deep dive, a little talk about people's faces. I mean, I have to say, if you're like an actor on a sitcom and you get to do this gig, like that's pretty good.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Why
yeah,
is there a Canada flag on the little
because
bubble?
Dave
Where's
Coulier is
Jeffers?
Canadian, I would
Oh
say.
right, that's right.
So, hence dating Alanis Morissette.
Right. Yes.
We've discussed this on the podcast a lot. The the seas with Nemo, as it's known now, has become very big. For me as a parent, the 5-year-old is very big into aquariums, and anytime we go, it's the best. We could spend all day in there. She just loves running around.
Lewis, I dare you to say princesses can go where they want on Twitter and see what happens.
I mean, I don't know if it fits the theming. Meanwhile, on the dock of the Grand Floridian.
Oh yeah, they were supposed to have a romantic lagoon cruise.
Now they're hanging out with Chip and Dale. So now you can walk that whole path behind Becky where the monorail is. You can walk right underneath the monorail the whole time. I have to say, you haven't done it yet, Jen, right? You didn't. Did you walk the path? You haven't.
No.
It's not that, it doesn't feel as long as I always thought it would feel.
Perhaps on the next trip, it might be. I might have to get done.
Might have to, if we have the time. We're thinking we're gonna do everything in one day,
like we always do.
Are they stuck in the bubble? What's going on here? Or are they still on the air?
They don't. Yeah, I don't think they want to go out because there's a shark.
Oh, okay. Oh, sitcoms.
Dr. Val, Lewis, Nate, I think if you're still in here, are y'all gonna be there on the 29th? That weekend?
I think Lewis has mentioned.
Yes.
Jen, remind me to relay you a message from Lewis after immediately following this.
Oh.
Which I realize I have not responded to. So.
Oh.
Well, maybe I did respond to, but I still don't have answers. So,
this is what we do. We read messages and then we go, oh yeah, I'll respond to that. And then we don't.
All right. Now, so just a whole tea party of characters here at Birthday Land / Starland / Toontown Fair. The White Rabbit. Back then, you'd see the White Rabbit all the time.
Yeah.
Not as much anymore.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that, Pluto being the same kind of height as the White Rabbit, I think that's why you saw the White Rabbit a lot.
Yes.
White Rabbit and Pluto, kind of kindred spirits. Oh, sad Michelle.
That was a very interesting tea party. Pinocchio, Dopey, Alice, Snow White.
This just in, Mickey Mouse is here.
Everyone's here.
I wonder how the comfortability of all those characters sitting at that tea party table really is.
Yes. Lewis is saying you did not respond to the message.
I didn't. Oh, I didn't.
Classic.
Lewis, is because I didn't have an answer.
I'm so intrigued by this message.
You can find it, Jen, if you wanted to.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I know on Jen's side, she has less plans than I have right now. I have my reservation for the Magic Kingdom on the 29th.
Yeah, I need to do that. That has to be on my list today. It's only 2 weeks from tomorrow. There's plenty of time.
Jen, when you were younger, would you say Alice was your favorite face character / princess / you know what I mean? Right. Alice is not a princess. I know. I'm just saying you to put it categorizing as such.
Well, Alice at the Magic Kingdom, because there's only one, she knew me. She knew me every time we went. It was the same Alice, and she would wave to me in the parades, and I have a picture with her, and she was there for quite a number of years, probably just 2, but in my head, it's like 10. So probably ranked as one of my favorites. I feel like I would always go to Sleeping Beauty if someone was like, who's your favorite princess? But yeah.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Jen's favorite
Yes.
scene
Try not
upcoming.
to cry, everybody. Try not to cry.
This is when, if you're not watching, that
Romeo and
now
Juliet
Jesse,
moment.
Romeo and Juliet moment. Now in the Grand Floridian lobby, where everyone fell in love with not only Jesse but the Grand Floridian lobby.
Mhm.
We should go take a picture at room 4325.
Oh, yes. Jesse's pulling a heist. He's just sitting down and playing. That's how Heist got his gig.
That is how Heist got his gig in Disneyland Paris. That's right. That's hilarious.
See, it wouldn't work as well without the floppy hair.
Yeah.
You see the floppy hair into the eyes, it makes
Now-
all the difference.
Jen, just to say out loud that, from 93 to 95, I had a similar hairstyle.
I mean, don't ruin it for me. Don't ruin this moment for me.
No, it wasn't. I think it was that hairstyle. I think outright you'd be like, yeah, not the same.
It was
just
like
long
you.
hair and
I
it was-
always say it was like a Hugh Grant hairstyle. Yours.
That's true. It was more Hugh Grant.
This was a little more like there's some like gel in it. There's some like texture to it. Oh,
Look at
Jesse.
the sailboats. Those sailboats out on the lagoon. It's kind of, you don't see that as much anymore. Kind of classic. Oh, here we go. Now we got the studios. And again,
see.
there we go.
Oh,
with the
and
Lounge Royal
back to the
Caravan.
floats. What? How did
I swear they cut the stuff out of the reruns, which is why I don't remember it.
Mm.
Man, this is, I mean, no, I was, being a part of the Toy Story parade, I'm prone to saying that is my favorite, but I loved this parade 100%. I seen that the GIF pop up lately. Danny getting splattering with the water.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think they cut that part out of the reruns because what did that serve? They're just doing some Disney World advertisement here now.
Here comes Steve again. Yay.
I'll gush on Aladdin's Royal Caravan another time. I know I have in the past, but I really love that parade. Look at this full house, no pun intended, for Indiana Jones Epic Stunt Spectacular. Got somebody in a Florida Marlins hat over there. That kid. That's good.
Guys, don't you think if he proposed, you guys would know?
We mentioned we mentioned Days of Our Lives at the top, but Kimmy Gibbler was Marlena's daughter.
That's true.
Once upon a time, many years ago, on Days of Our Lives.
What was her name? Sammy Carrie. Because I'm pretty sure my imaginary children were named after them. So that's
Sam
a true
and
story.
Eric.
Yep, that's a true story.
Days of Our Lives influenced us.
I didn't have imaginary friends. I had imaginary kids and named them after Days of Our Lives kids. So obviously, that's normal. Here I am today. What?
It was mentioned last night when we were on the Disney Underground that there were some elements taken out of Stunt Spectacular since it reopened. So I'd be curious to see that as well. If I go to the studios on Friday the 28th, which is still in flux, I don't know which studios I will be at on Friday the 28th, that I would want to see this because it's been too long.
Dr. Val, it is a real parade, or it was a real parade, I should say.
I mean, again, if I'm an actor on a sitcom, I'm young, like Steve is here, to be able to do this part right here,
right?
Classic. This stuff was so cool. I mean, it's still cool, but back then it was everything. Our buddy Ali Flores sometimes does the assistant director role. I've known a lot of the assistant director.
We have video somewhere of this.
That indie, I think, did it for like 30 years. Yeah, we have.
Is that him? That he just retired, right? Recently,
right,
in recent years.
I mean, just looking at his face, I would say that's the guy. Yeah, we have footage. Either I think December of '89. We'll have to get that up this year because my buddy Jim is the assistant director in that one who does Renaissance Festival circuit. So we'll put that up at some point. All right, these guys are park hopping like crazy.
How are they getting everywhere? busing it everywhere and you're getting everywhere this quick. Come on.
Yeah. It's time for a daddy-daughter talk coming up, it looks like.
Hey, Chelsea.
Look at Dumbo there. Oh, and the sky bucket's in the shadow. I mean, that's everything right there. This is the longest day. Oh, my God. The longest day in Walt Disney World history right here.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Speedway getting some love.
Yes. You guys enjoying
Smell the
the
fumes,
smell?
everybody.
Yes.
Smell-o-vision.
Dr. Val, that's because they did not.
No spoilers. They did not get married.
Yeah, and I don't I can't remember, and now I might have to just go back and watch Full House for a while. If they broke up or if they kind of just left it and it sort of faded away, because then in Fuller House, I was kind of wondering about it. So maybe they just let it fade away.
I think she moved away or something. She got another cake.
Maybe.
I see Dr. Val asked if that was a real parade. Yeah, Aladdin's Royal Caravan preceded Toy Story Parade. So I would say 93 to 95, somewhere in there. And I think we have, do we have one version of the parade on our YouTube channel somewhere?
Oh, maybe.
So we'll try to dig that up for you. If we had a moderator, we would have them drop the link in right now.
Dr. Val, yes, Dr. Val, did you watch all of Fuller House? Nate, did you?
What is this jacket he's wearing? I'm trying to. No, I'm looking. 1953 is the date on there. Yeah, I guess maybe my hair was more Steve's than. No. It was a mess. My hair was a mess. I'll tell you why my hair was a mess, and maybe I shouldn't rant while we're still watching this episode. But I used to go to a barbershop, and every time I would tell her what I wanted, I feel like Mom went to the barber before I did and say, "Don't listen to what he says. Cut his hair off," because she would inevitably not do what I asked, and so then I stopped going, and then my hair became a mess, and now I'm bald.
All right,
Joey gets to talk.
So far, you have blamed McDonald's and this barber on why you have no hair now. So you're gonna have to pick a lane and stick to it. Also the thyroid. So there's 3 things that you have blamed.
Nate has not watched the complete episode of the regular Full House and none of Fuller House. Nate, let me tell you something. I know you were. I know there was. It wasn't your vibe, probably Full House, but come on, nostalgia at its finest here.
Yeah. Nate, are you watching right now, or are you just watching us talk about it? Thanks, Joey.
Because
I mean, Snow White's back.
Snow White, hop on the monorail with me and come to the Grand Floridian.
Hi, Joanne.
Oh, hey, Joanne. How are you? So Michelle has brought Snow White, and Michelle is going to make Stephanie's day better.
Yep. Stephanie, do you deserve it? I don't know.
You should have been a princess anywhere. It was her turn. She would have. No, that's not how it works. Just like the sword, they wait. They wait. Just like when you pull the sword out. That's how it goes. The Snow White now. I wonder where.
Where is she now?
Living happily ever after.
Nate, you got to go back and watch these episodes, Nate.
It's worth it just to see. Again, anytime you can see old Walt Disney World at the many different angles and everything. Oh, look, the Mardi Gras parade. Oh,
yes.
With Roger Rabbit.
Nate, I do appreciate you watching, though, still, regardless. 20th anniversary surprise celebration parade. Mardi Gras. That's the name of this parade.
It was like the 3rd year running of the 20th anniversary. Is that what it is? It started as the 20th anniversary surprise. I forgot that was a thing.
Joanne, you never saw this episode. Oh man, 2-parter. It's a good one.
Nate was usually skateboarding. I was going to accuse Nate of skateboarding, but I didn't want to, pigeonhole it.
Roger Rabbit, indeed in WDW, Dr. Bell.
Oh yeah, Roger Rabbit was in Spectro Magic before they had Genie playing the piano in Spectro Magic. Roger Rabbit was everywhere.
Yeah.
I also know a lot of people who do not like Roger Rabbit because it hurt them a whole lot too. If you know, I was in the character department at Walt Disney. So, anyway, Jesse and the Rippers, everyone.
Yes.
This is why A Dream Is a Wish wins your bracket category.
Yes.
Like, look, Captain Hook in the crowd there. I think that's the first time I ever saw that.
So I always wondered why you don't see Becky and Jesse's kids in this scene. It's like, where were they? Y'all didn't bring a babysitter? Where are the kids? But in a fun fact on IMDb, I read in the final scene in front of the castle, the twins were not included in the filming. One of the twins was running down the castle ramp and clotheslined himself on a parade rope and was crying. They opted not to include them in the scene.
Oh, no.
So that answers my question that I've had for about 30 years. So that's great.
Oh, gosh. Clothesline themselves.
Yeah. They did get costumes, Val. They were very lucky girls to be in that parade. The whole family. Like, if I were to ever see John Stamos in Disney, like, is
that up there? Is that equal to or greater than seeing Josh D'Amaro in?
That would be greater than seeing Josh D'Amaro. You think I was speed walking to see Josh D'Amaro? I would run to John Stamos.
Here we go. For the dreamers everywhere. Guess what? Maybe that's where Disney got it from. Dreamers everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I love that flannel shirt that Becky's wearing.
Yes. Come on.
And now, a dream is a wish.
So
your
good.
heart makes.
So good. I'm just going to turn it up in case for those of you not watching, you can hear how glorious it is. Characters are just hanging out with them in the crowd.
Back in the day.
Moment. Wait, there's a big moment.
Oh, sorry. Fireworks.
There's fireworks. Yeah, it had to be cold. Everyone's in jackets. Becky's in flannel.
Oh. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the fireworks. The question. He popped the question.
For those of you not watching, it says, "Vicky, will you marry me in fireworks?"
That's a pause.
How do you get that perk? Dr. Bell says. I think the radio show probably set it up.
That's right. That radio show had a big pull in San Francisco.
Uh-huh.
We did it. We're all freezing. Let's get out of here.
Y'all were in such a zone at the fireworks. You didn't even know your dad was proposing right next to you.
Yeah.
What year
Everyone
was
look up
this
while
at?
this whole family makes out in front of you.
1993, Joanne.
Mm-hmm. Joanne's up with Snow White.
Joanne, I'm not sure because you had come in late. I'm not sure if you were watching or not, but it's on HBO Max, season 6, episodes 23 and 24. So if you want to go back and watch. Oh man, it's first of all, I think for all the and I'm gonna have to go back and watch, obviously all the sitcoms I visited Disney World as we will do. Was there a better ending to all of those episodes than this? I think not. Come on.
And a lot of people make fun of how Full House episodes tied things up in a nice bow.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're trying to, I'm sure in a cross marketing promotion with Disney at the time, like this is how you want to sell Walt Disney World to people who haven't gone.
Oh, for sure.
Look at all these things available. Look how magical it is. Look at all the things that can happen. And that's the end of the episode with the fireworks, the credits.
Also made in 1993, which is right around the time Frank and I just stopped accepting changes in Disney. So, yeah.
Right, 92 is our baseline year. All right, I'm not going into the next
Yeah.
episode
Hold
of,
on.
uh,
Pause. There it
but
is.
let's see who gets the credit here for some things. Lamb Seller, yeah, Kevin Prasad was the Indiana Jones stuntman. So yeah, he was the guy for years, Kevin Prasad.
Lewis says, do people actually try to buy these sorts of perks? I am sure. I'm sure people did. And I'm sure with enough money, you can.
W Disney, hello. I just saw the rerun of Full House, and I want to propose in the same way. Can I do that during Enchantment?
I'm going to need Jesse and the Rippers on stage. Thank you.
You had a fun fact to share at the end, or did you share
I
your fun
did
fact
already. Yeah, it was about the twins being
About the
clotheslined.
twins. Oh,
So.
that is a good one. So, well, that wraps up this watch along.
Yes.
Feel free, if you didn't watch right now, to fire it up later and watch us again watching it. Just put it all together. If
Yeah.
you didn't like this video yet, please like it. And, we'll try to do more of this content in the future. Sometimes we're here on the YouTube channel. Sometimes we're over at DillosDizResort.com. Jen's going back to work on revamping the website at DillosDiz.com. So changes on that coming soon. But thanks so much. If we don't see you along the way this weekend, have a great weekend, everybody. Bye-bye.
Hello and goodbye.
Hey, Surf Mom.
Deuces.
Hey, great seeing you too. Okay, bye.
Deuces.